welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, and today we have another timeless pick-a-card reading on how do men describe your physical appearance to others. And even before we get into the reading, I do want to announce that 27th of September, I will be offering my tarot course, my Rider-Waite-Smith tarot course. So if you're interested in learning tarot from me, if you're a beginner to an intermediate student, this is the perfect course for you. Do sign up. You can send me an email to get more details, or you can hit me up on my Instagram to get more details. And you can do the same if you want a personal reading from me. And as a part of your personal reading, I will also be looking at your birth chart. So definitely come get your birth chart read from me. And yes, one more thing I want to say is thank you to everyone, to all the new subscribers, all my OGs who have been with me since day one, since I started my channel. We finally hit 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. It's a big milestone. It feels very unreal. So thank you for all the love. I'm genuinely so touched by the comments, the love that I get, just the work that I'm able to do and connect with everyone. It's truly an honor, and I hope to continue to do this amazing work. And it's honestly you guys, it's all you guys. It's all the love. So thank you, thank you for being a part of my journey and in such a heartfelt sort of a way. And looking back, it's just been the best years of my life, to be honest. And yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun, and I want to continue to do this. I'm in a very good place in my life. I'm really happy, more than I've ever been. So thank you, thank you for all the love that I get on a daily basis. And I hope to just continue to love you guys back. So thank you so much for everything. And yeah, let's start the reading on how do men describe your physical appearance to others. We have three piles to choose from. Pile number one, we have our Edmund Dulac tarot. Pile number two, we have our Hermetic tarot deck. And pile number three, we have the Triumph della Luna tarot. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And if you are interested in learning tarot from me, if you're interested in getting a personal reading, do hit me up. You can hit me up on my Instagram or my email, and I will see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the Edmund Dulac tarot, this is your reading on how do men describe your physical appearance to others. And even before we begin this reading, I do want to announce that 27th of September, I will be offering my Rider-Waite-Smith tarot course. So if you're interested in learning tarot from me, you can definitely sign up. You can send me an email to get more details, and you can do the same if you want a personal reading from me. And you can also hit me up on my Instagram. And please do like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And now let's begin this reading on how do men describe your physical appearance to others. Ace of Wands jumped out. Okay, pile number one, we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Four of, well, it's the Lovers, and the Four of Cups, Page of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Swords, and we have the Seven of Cups. How do men describe your physical attractiveness to others? Pile number one. You could have very feline-like features. You could have very cat-like eyes. You could have very sharp features. You could be very lean and agile like a cat. I think that's how men describe you physically to others. You're very dainty, you're very delicate, yet there's something very fierce about you. And cats have a very royal energy, so you do sort of give off that sort of royal energy that is very attractive. Men are definitely very, very attracted to you over here. And it's not just physical attraction. Yes, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of just gooning over you, so to speak. But it's not just that, I think a lot of men, they do sort of fall in love with you at the first sight. And yes, they came in because they were very attracted to you, but in a way they got entangled, and they in a way feel stuck like a spider's web, because now in a way they have developed feelings, or to say the least, you're definitely like a crush that they think about a lot of times more than they would want to. And just being with someone like you would really validate them. So there is a lot of that energy. And what I'm picking up over here is a lot of men do sort of want to come up and talk to you, but they never do, because they're just not confident enough, or they just don't feel good enough within themselves. And I don't even think you're like super judgmental, but it's very interesting because people do sort of project these fantasies onto you that they have, and in a way you do sort of push them to look deeper within themselves and help them realize that there are certain things that they have to heal within themselves, that they have pushed under the rock, so to speak, and these things are sort of coming up out of the subconscious. So you do sort of have a very deep effect on people's subconscious minds, even if you're doing it very unintentionally. By number one, there is this very hypnotic allure to just the way you are, and the way you walk and the way you move. You could just be minding your business, going to just get something at the grocery store, but you will have a lot of eyes on you, more than you would like at times too. Pile number one. That's what I'm picking up. And we have Page of Swords in the center of this reading, and he's a very interesting Page of Swords because he's writing a long letter and he's sort of scratching his head. So he's really trying to perfect his letter. So in a way, I think men put a lot of thought and effort into what they say to you, what they don't say to you. I think there's a lot of calculation and, in a way, not wanting to piss you off or rub you the wrong way. So there is a lot of caution around you because men want to impress you. Definitely don't want to like mess it up in a way. So there is a lot of caution there as well, and they could even be sending paragraphs to you, or even their own friends, to just maybe talk about how they feel about you, even if they've barely known you. You have Ten of Swords, so I don't think you entertain. I think you barely entertain people, especially men. So there is that sort of exclusivity with you, and I think you're bored. I think you're over it. I do think that, but in a way, you're also stopping yourself from your own great potential. I think there's too much overthinking, which is really not helping you right now, because in a way it is just blocking you from doing what needs to be done, and it is even not giving you the clarity of thought you need to move forward in situations where you really sort of have to figure out your own way. And the Wheel of Fortune is in your favor. I do think the wheel is turning in your favor, but you sort of have to learn to be more assertive and maybe go for the jugular, maybe really go after all the things that you really want over here that are necessarily like maybe getting in the way. So I do think there has to be more precision, there has to be more just a sense of clarity about who you are and where you are going, and what needs to be done for you to get to where you need to be. I think the more you are fixated in your own routine, I think there will be less overthinking and there will be less comparisons or even doubting yourself, because what you're creating will take some time and it's going to be like a permanent thing. So creating a legacy takes time. It's not just one viral video. It's continuous work, right? I'm just giving an example there, but don't look for like a quick chase. By number one, what you're supposed to do is it'll sort of surmount over years for you. and you're really getting in your own way. You're more gorgeous than you even realize, and I think there has to be more positive self-talk and just being more kinder to yourself. I do think that will also help you and maybe relax a little more. I think those things will really help you win more than you already are. I think you used to worry a lot, especially about finances, but I think you're finally able to see how to be extremely spiritual, we have to be extremely materialistic, and in a way, mastery over the material world is prerequisite for spiritual growth. And I think you have overcome that hurdle, and I think you will be progressing more on your path. So you're definitely more advanced than any and every man in terms of spirituality, by number one. And you really need to keep doing what you're doing and further ascend, because you're only meant to be with someone who spiritually matches you as well. So a lot of situations will not work out for you because there is like a spiritual disharmony between you and your person. So you wouldn't have that problem with the right person if you're single in this pile, that is. In a way, you already do know what you want. I think you just have to admit it to yourself and allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to accept that these are the things you want, and this is the possibility, this is a real possibility for you to achieve and gain. And I think that is what is going to help you further on your journey, help you further on your path, help you really grow in a way that is beneficial to you. And it's very interesting, the light is blinking and I can hear the fuse. So there is a lot of intense energy, and yes, it's Mercury retrograde when I'm filming it, but I feel whatever you're trying to do will amplify, and there will be more, like I said, growth over a period of time. So keep doing your bit right now. And in a way, men do sort of talk about this too, that you're like the full package, and in a way, you don't need them because you have your own thing going, which is better than what they can offer. So this is a feeling most men also have with you. It's almost like they do have a crush on you, but they're also very intimidated, and they also want to sort of be in awe of you, but yet compete with you. So you bring up a lot of complex feelings in men, and men don't always know how to articulate this, you know. Men could even say that you're witchy because even if you're not intentionally, there's just this sharp focus that you have, and just this no tolerance for any sort of nonsense. It's really working out for you, and I think you will have more eyes on you than you already do. So the chapter is only going to continue and grow, and in a way, it is going to benefit you. I think the more people talk about you, the more money you will be making, by number one. So in a way, gossip is good for you. It is actually helping you. Men are also saying that you're really good at being on your own, and you're more victorious when you're alone, which is also very intimidating to a lot of men. And you might not always look very intimidating. Like I said, you have a very attractive allure to you, and yet you're a heavy hitter when it comes to just any and everything that you do. So you do inspire men also to do their best. And you're sort of like the dream person for a lot of men to be with. There is a lot of this lover boy energy surrounding you. I do feel that. With the Ten of Swords, I do feel a lot of men feel like you will be the end of them. You would really destroy them. And I don't even think you're that sort of a man eater, but there's just this need to love and surrender to you and sort of worship you. And this often may not come out in a very healthy way. It might just come out as obsession with a lot of men who are not very healed or elevated, you know. I feel you have become more discerning and discriminative about who you discuss what with. I think you have become more exclusive with your friend circle and the kind of person you want to be with. And I think you're being more private and stealthy than you were before. And definitely continue that. I do think that is what is going to benefit you right now. But there is a lot of prying eyes, and a lot of men do want to know if you're single or not, if you like someone, if you're into someone, do they have a chance? So there is a lot of this speculation for wanting to be with you, and they really are figuring out how to sort of approach you. A lot of men over here. And like I said, a lot of them do feel that you would be the end of them, you know. Because you're very balanced within yourself. You're very balanced within your feminine and masculine aspects. Hence there is so much beauty that radiates from you. And this is good and this is required because this is what is going to help you further accelerate on your path, further grow. And I do think for some time at least, you do have to invest more into yourself. And I think soon enough, you will be finding someone who will be investing in you too. If you already don't have that person over here, pile number one. But I am picking up a lot of y'all are single over here. So if that is the case, you do have a person coming in very, very soon. A lot of men change their trajectory when it comes to you. I think even if you weren't a lot of men's in a lot of men's plans, once they do see you, they do sort of want to include you in it, even if you don't always want to be included. Pile number one. So there is a lot of desire to get to talk to you, get to know you, get to experience you, but I think the right person will not make you feel as guarded, and I think that itself will be a sign. You will be able to be yourself with the right person. You wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to bend backwards or pretend to not be yourself. You will not have to hide yourself with the right person. So it's only a matter of few months, is what I'm hearing. Pile number one. So the apathy is actually helping you right now in a way. But don't be apathetic about everything. Shuffle some oracle. Okay, pile number one, we have card number 34, Kurukula, Monk Kurukula, and she's a very enchanting goddess, very hypnotizing, very attractive, and she's red. So you are like the dream girl for a lot of men, pile number one, and I think that's how they describe you. You're almost like a dream come to life, like a Barbie doll from their dreams who has come to life, and they just cannot always explain it or put it into words how they really feel about you, because what they're experiencing through your beauty is the divine, and there's a different kind of a magnetic pull that you have, that you just radiate. It's just who you are, and it's all the amazing work that you have done on yourself that is paying off for you, and that is just a byproduct, like I said, of all this hard work. And you are very precise and extreme about what you really want, and you really go after it in a way that is very skillful, and you don't really miss your targets. So in a way, you're very divinely led in everything that you do, and you do sort of succeed and become the champion because it's just what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime, and you're meant to be with another champion. So if you feel less than, if you feel you have to settle, that's not the person you should be being with by number one. So that might be a message for someone specifically. I do think there is also the sweet surrender. It's not just all about precise targets with you. So you could have very like strong siren energy over here, and like I said, it's almost this magnetic pull that you have that can't even be explained. And it's not just about this precision. It's you also have the sweet surrender and you let things go, which again helps you magnetize whatever is needed by you. And I think red is also your power color, so you might want to wear more red. Men could even say that they love it when you wear red. So red is definitely a color. Look into it. Get more red clothes, especially red underwear. By number one, that will really really help you connect to this energy more. Men would say that you're like a beauty, but a very formidable beauty, and you can't play with a cat. You are the cat's food, and the cat is playing with you. So men do sort of feel that way about you, and I think this is what they describe you to others. And I think a lot of them say that you're very beautiful and you're very perfect and very ideal in your beauty. Yet what is more attractive about you is your mind and the way you go about doing things and achieving things in a way where you never fall, right? A cat never falls. A cat will always land on its paws. So men really describe you to be like a kitten, who would always land on her paws. So there is a lot of this cat symbolism. You could definitely have a cat, or you could have taken up a stray cat as your pet, or you could have a cat familiar, or cats just are very attracted to you as well. And again, cat is goddess energy, so you're very much aligned and attuned to your feminine energies, and that is what is helping you lead the way and progress so much and grow. So men are very attracted to that divine feminine energy that flows through you as well, by number one. And I do think over time you're gonna get more attractive. You're gonna age very beautifully, by number one. And I think this is what a lot of men say too. And a lot of you could not even look like your age. You'll definitely look much, much younger than your actual age. And you could get that a lot from men too, by number one. Men know they cannot lie to you. They know that they have to come correct. So there is that. And I think it just happens naturally. I think you naturally disarm men. They're naturally disarmed and they just surrender to your arrow in a way. Yeah. Any other messages? That's all I have for pile number one. Again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please do like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And if you're interested in getting a personal reading from me, if you're interested in learning tarot from me, you can sign up for my course that starts 27th September. You can hit me up on my email or my Instagram to get more details, which is given in the description box below. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Hello, pile number two. If you chose the Hermetic Tarot deck, this is your reading on how do men describe your physical appearance to others. And even before we start this reading, I do want to announce that 27th of September, I will be offering my Rider-Waite-Smith tarot course. So if you're interested in learning tarot from me, do sign up. You can send me an email or you can reach on my you can send me an email or you can reach me on my Instagram to get more details. And you can do the same if you want a personal reading from me. And please do like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And now let's begin this reading on how do men describe your physical appearance to others. Okay, by number 2, we have the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Devil, Death, Empress, Eight of Cups, the Hierophant, Princess of Cups, and we have the Three of Swords. High Priestess behind the deck. Very interesting. How do men describe your physical attractiveness to others, your physical appearance to others is you're very fiery, you're very passionate, you're very, very attractive, very sharp features. To I'm also seeing some round features over here. So either way, it's very proportionate and very classically beautiful, and your face could be very symmetrical, very beautiful eyes, very deep eyes. Men do describe this to others. And men talk about you very obsessively because we do have the devil card over here. So you do have men obsessed with you by number 2. Especially if you're doing glamour magic, your glamour is really working. Especially if you do makeup or skincare and the minimal makeup vibe, whatever you have going on, it is very appealing to men. And I think a lot of y'all even have like a beautiful scent to you. So a lot of y'all could like smell amazing here. That's what also something that I'm picking up. And men have a very sensual physical experience with you. You know, you're very appealing to the senses, to all the senses. You know, men are very drawn in because they do not want to miss anything. Even if you're just walking by, you know, you definitely have this ability to pull people in, even if you're not trying to do that always by number 2. And what is very interesting is we have the Death card and we have the Empress. And the Death card is Scorpio and the Empress is Venus card. And we also have the Hierophant. So here we have the Taurus, Venus, Scorpio axis. And we have Eight of Cups, which is Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn is currently going retrograde in Pisces, which is also very interesting. And you do have, like I said, this very deep, beautiful sensuality to you, reliability. Men know they can sort of count on you, yet your love is very transformational. Men, when they fall in love with you, they change completely for the better and they're completely transformed. Like they're completely, extremely transformed. And men don't always know this when they are getting in. It's just the allure, right? It's this hypnotic allure that you have that really pulls people in, especially men. And it's your femininity, right? We have a lot of this Venus energy. We have Empress in the center of the reading. So you never have to chase. And if you're chasing, you definitely need to stop by number 2 because your power is in magnetizing and doing nothing. Everything will come to you when you're doing nothing. It's as simple and as complicated as that if you want to make it to be. By number 2, you have a lot of this Venus energy and you have to learn to channel your Venus energy. You are like a walking magnet. Have you seen a magnet ever struggle? Magnets don't struggle. They just are and they become that. And they just attract whatever is needed. So you never have to be in your masculine energy is what I'm trying to tell you. You can always get what you want in a more sophisticated way. And walk away from anything and everything that is not serving you, is not good for you, whatever is giving you a lot of trouble. It's not meant to be in your life. You're meant to have a beautiful, easy life, and things don't always have to be difficult. So don't accept difficulty and walk away from things. You're not bound to things unless you make yourself to be. Because again, that is sort of the dark side of this fixed star energy that you see in Taurus and Scorpios both, where the fixation often, if it's not fixated on something good, can lead to a lot of destruction. But that destruction again will be refueled into something better for you. So you never really lose over here. Men could say that you're extremely defensive and you could be very fiery, very passionate. You don't tolerate just anything. Men know that they have to come correct to you. They cannot lie because you are very intuitive. You do pick up things and you know if someone is for you, if someone is wasting your time. You're very clear on those things and you're very unapologetic. I think that's also something men love and like about you. And a lot of y'all could have, like I said, for some of y'all, I'm getting very high cheekbones. For a lot of y'all, I'm getting very soft features. So I'm getting both. I'm getting the extremes of beautiful, soft faces, and I'm getting very chiseled, sharp, beautiful, angular faces too. So I guess there are both people in this pile, and people love both of that. Either one that you are, men are obsessed. You are like the ideal beauty. You could even have very beautiful lips. That's also something that I'm seeing over here. Something about your lips is it's very luscious. It's very kissable. Your lips can be very pink. I think that's also something men describe. Men also talk about how you have this higher wisdom within you, that there is something higher speaking through you. A lot of y'all could even use your voice and your throat over here to speak and do things and give things. And I do think your voice is also very, very attractive to men. I do think men talk about how relaxing and enchanting your voice is and how they can never get enough of your voice. So that is also something men speak about. And we have the Page of Cups and we have the Three of Swords. You're definitely a heartbreaker. I think men describe you as a heartbreaker too, because I think a lot of men have offered you their cup of love and you have rejected it because you just didn't think they were mature enough. And that was probably true because they were in the page energy. So, and you're already the empress, so you deserve nothing less than an emperor by number two. So it's okay if pages have crushes on you. You know they cannot really be with you because it would be a very uneven, unequal relationship. And unequal relationships, they don't really last long, and they're not supposed to last long. Right? They're just supposed to teach us things. So, and that's the thing, you're very good with your lessons. Once you learn something, you learn it. You're not someone who repeats your mistakes over and over again. So there is that clarity within you. There's a lot of self-awareness, especially when you make a mistake. You don't really repeat your mistake. So, and I've been very fidgety in this reading, so I do think you make men very nervous. Men are very fidgety. They could walk around, they could just do certain things to distract themselves and to channel their nervous energy because, yeah, I do think a lot of men do have feelings for you at the end of the day, and that is what makes them really nervous about you, to sort of lose you and never have you again. I think that is also something men talk about as a deep fear that they have within themselves. So Three of Swords, it's definitely heartbreaker energy, and again, it's Saturn energy, which is also very strong over here. So if you're very Venusian, which I do pick up a lot of y'all are, I'm getting strong Taurus, Libra, Scorpio energy. You're meant to be with someone very Saturnian. Or if you're Saturnian, you're meant to be with someone very Venusian. That's very clear over here. So you will find your equal and your complementary in a way. You will definitely find that. And like I said, there's someone very specific that you're going to be with. You have strong soulmate. I would even say twin flame energy because what I'm picking up here is Rahu in the seventh. You could have your Rahu in the seventh and Ketu in the first. So relationships are always going to be an obsession and you will always be into them. I'm also getting Rahu in the fifth and Ketu in the 11th, where it's just these very explosive, volatile romances that you will be experiencing as a part of your liberative journey over here. And those are the things that are going to liberate you. The greatest lessons that you will be learning spiritually in every sort of the way in this lifetime is going to happen through your relationships, through love, through the other person that you are in love with. So you could even have Libra in the 8th house. So there is a lot of this transformational energy coming from the other, the relationship, from outside, from the house of open enemies too. So you might not even have a lot of friends in this life, and I don't think a lot of y'all are meant to have a lot of friends in this life. You're just meant to be the star in a way. And I think the more you embrace that, the better chance you have of actually attracting someone who is at your same energy, once you see that and accept that within yourself, that you're not normal and that is in the best way possible, I think a lot of doors will even open up for you that haven't not opened up for you yet, by number two, that you feel. So I do think these things are in your hand, and you can really make a lot of changes happen if you really wish to make it happen. And it's all about your wishing. You're very witchy, you're very magical. You're being represented as Venus over here, and Venus is the queen of the witchcraft. So use your abilities. They're there for a reason. You're supposed to use them. Don't be afraid of it. Learn more, study more. I think that will guide you again to where you need to be. We have the Hierophant card over here. So, like I said, it's something about your wisdom. It's what you give, it's how you give it. It is also the wisdom that you have accumulated through lifetimes. That is what is really helping you progress further on your path. And I think the more you give, the more you will get. You definitely need to give this a shot, where you're just selflessly giving, giving, giving. And I'm telling you, in a few months, you will get even more things coming to you than that you're giving, as long as you continue to give. Pile number two. So there's a strong energy to give for you in this lifetime, and that's why you have a lot of this feminine energy that is meant to give and to receive too. But the receiving will happen once you've truly given enough selflessly. So there's a lot of that karma that is also going to get balanced for you in this lifetime, pile number two. Again, Swan is Venus energy, and turtles are slow, steady energy. It's the protective energy, right? It's the wise turtles energy. So there's a lot of this old wise energy that you have, this wise woman sort of a medicine man energy that you have, that you're supposed to use in the modern world in a very practical way. And I think naturally you will be around situations where people really need your help. And I think the more you give selflessly and help people, I think the better it will be for you to progress on your own path. So your growth is going to happen through the collective that you help, pile number two. There's a strong intrinsic relationship between you and the society. And the more you fix this within yourself and within your interpersonal relationships, I think the better it'll be reflected in your outer world, and what you're doing, the kind of people you're hanging out with, all those things will also change and become really good for you. So you really have to embrace it. And trust me, your star is going to shine so bright that people will not even be able to look at you anymore. You're meant to really, really shine in this lifetime. And I think the more you embrace this, the more you embrace your ability to just want the best for yourself and continue to do the best for yourself, I think that is what is going to pay off majorly for you in this lifetime. I'm also picking up you could have your Rahu in Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and when you have your Rahu in the Earth signs, you're here to work. You're here to make home on Earth, even if you don't feel like that. Even if you're from outer space, you're meant to have a home on Earth. And I think the more you embrace this idea, the more you accept the fact that the more you do and the more service that you give, the better your life will get. And you will, like I said, receive more than that what you're even giving. But you have to try this out for yourself, and you have to just know in your heart that your magic will always work, and it's already working. You have to be in that present, continuous, tense energy to really sort of walk into that timeline easily without doing much, without having to do a lot of hassle. You will, in a very feminine way, achieve everything that you want without doing much. And this will definitely piss off a lot of people who are not in touch with their feminine energy, and they don't really understand how you did what you did. And I think in a way you're supposed to even teach your enemies. So you're just that influential, you're just that powerful, by number two. So the more you embrace this, I think the better things will get for you. And it's only a matter of time that you really hit your jackpot. Whatever that means for you, whether it's money, it's love, doing really well in your business, all those things, you will be reaching that point very, very soon, if you haven't already, pile number two. Shuffle some oracles, see if you missed something. Okay, pile number 2, we have card number 42, which is Kali Kalmasa Nasani. And this is a very interesting form of Kali where she burns all our bad karma as long as we continue to only do good karma, whether it be from this life or past lives compounded. And the weapon doesn't always have to be a bow and an arrow, it can just be a gaze. So there's this very deep energy within you, this very deep feminine. I'm also hearing a dark primordial feminine energy within you, and I'm seeing the sea at night. So that is the kind of energy you have, like the ocean at night. And the more you learn to channel this wide vastness within yourself, like the ocean and the darkness, the more you'll improve and become perfect at your magic, your practices, your disciplines, your craft, your skills, all those things. Everything needs to be nurtured and improved with precision. And the more precise you are with hitting your targets, the easier everything will get for you. So your life is very connected to what you're doing spiritually and what you're giving to the world. So really give again selflessly and really give it your all, because that is what is going to carry you forward, and that is what is going to help you more than anything at this point in your life. And it's not just that, you're very blessed. You're extremely blessed. So just embrace everything that is coming for you right now, and things will only improve. And the more you focus on how amazing life is instead of how bad things are, the life will only continue to get better, right? Things will only get better for you from that point onwards. So do your best right now. Don't mess up your karma for anyone or anything. No one is worth it. Clear your karma, and you will be given a way out of even things you thought were impossible for you to get out of. And you will again have all your happiness restored if that is what you're worried about. Even though a lot of men want to be your happiness, they know they cannot, and they know that you have that within yourself. Whether you've already found that or not, you will be finding that within yourself very soon. So it's going to be really difficult for an unhealed man to even be around you, let alone to be in your life, you know. And again, this is all good and perfect because this is what we need. This is the energy we need to be into, again, attracting the person at the right time. So if you're single in this file, just know that it's only a matter of time before you end up with your person. But keep your karma tip top right now. Be very clear about your intentions. Be very clear about what you're trying to do. I think those things will really help you grow even further over here. Pile number 2. And I'm seeing wings. So there is ascension. There's a lot of accelerated ascension that will be given to you. So embrace it. You know, expect it. It'll really benefit you right now. And take up the change. Whatever change is coming up, embrace it, because that is what is going to help you. So don't fight it. Even if it is not your temperament or your nature to do certain things, do it. Do it even better. And that is what is going to pay off for you, pile number 2. That's what I'm seeing over here. Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number 2. So again, it's a general reading. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And if you're interested in learning tarot from me, if you want a personal reading from me, you can hit me up on my email or my Instagram. My details are given in the description box below. And you can also reach out for a personal reading. And please do like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Triumphidella Luna Tarot, this is your reading on how do men describe your physical attractiveness, physical appearance to others. And even before we begin this reading, I do want to announce that 27th of September, I will be offering my Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot course. So if you're interested in learning tarot from me, you can definitely sign up. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. And you can also reach out for a personal reading. And please do like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And now let's begin this reading on how do men describe your physical appearance to others? And I said attractiveness. So I do think a lot of men are very, very, very physically attracted to you as well. You could have a very classical sort of a beauty. You could be everyone's type. Everyone is really attracted to you. You do sort of have that, global mass appeal in a way. And I do think being with you is always a flex. Like everyone that you have dated has only done well while the time you were dating them. So you really make men look a certain way. You definitely have that beautiful arm candy trophy wife energy, even if you have more to offer than just being an arm candy. So I already pick up that there is a lot of complexity to you, pile number 3. Okay, pile number 3, we have the 3 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, the Lovers, Queen of Wands, Justice, Hangman, and the King of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands, which confirms the fact that you're very, very attractive, very, very confident. Everyone does want a piece of you. I'm hearing piece of you, piece of me by Britney Spears. So everyone does sort of want a piece of you, and you do have a very celebrity pop star like energy to you. And men sort of describe you in this Hannah Montana sort of a way, So there is like a secret identity, like a secret life that you live. And men want to be a part of that. You could be very exclusive, and like I said, you do have a lot of clout to you, and whoever's with you is naturally elevated because of the clout you have. So I think you have to be more discerning and really vetting about who you're letting in, who you're not letting in. All those things have to be really, really clear at your end to sort of progress on your path. And I do think you've had your fair share of disappointing relationships, betrayals, backstabbing situations, all of those things which aren't really ideal, but you've had to experience them nonetheless. And I do think that has taught you your lessons. So there's this big energy of you being discerning about who you let in. And I think even the discernment has come with a lot of lessons, a lot of life lessons, a lot of growing up. So men talk about how mature you are. Yes, you're very, very attractive. You're the talk of the town. Everyone wants you. Everyone wants to be with you. Yet, you're someone who does keep to yourself. You're very emotionally mature. You always do the right thing emotionally, You always do the more mature thing. And you know when to pull back, and you usually keep to yourself. And you could even be really into your spiritual practices. I'm getting strong mystical energy, strong witchy energy, and those are the things that you're supposed to do in this lifetime and even teach eventually. I do see that for you as well. And you also have the gift of foresight and just this ability of knowing what your karma is to clear in this lifetime and doing your best to sort of clear it in a way and not even create bad karma for the future. So you live in this very you live this existence in a very informed way. Knowing what you know, you cannot repeat the same mistakes, and you're very flawless when it comes to these things. You have like a perfect score. So would I say over here. And once you learn something that is not good for you, you don't take it back. There isn't that sort of neurotic tendency within you. Once you cut something out, it's out. And men do sort of see that and talk about this as well, that in a way you are sort of out of a lot of men's leagues, and they wouldn't even know what to do with someone like you because you're more advanced than they are. And 3, you're really a better man than most of the men around you. And a lot of men wouldn't admit this, especially in your work environment and such, but you have a commanding presence, and you're supposed to make things happen, and you're supposed to help people too. So love will always be a lesson for you, definitely. And in those lessons, you will find true love too. So this is very interesting life for you. You're not just supposed to be a face in the crowd. You're supposed to be you, and people are supposed to come to you. You're meant to amass a following over here, whether you do it online or in your city. You're very well known in your area, wherever it is. Pile number one, pile number three, you might have some messages in pile number one, but you're meant to be well known. You're meant to be like a household name wherever you are, or on the internet too. And a lot of y'all need to expand on the internet if you haven't done that. And if you already are on the internet, you will be getting your viral moment very, very soon. So prepare for it and keep churning out the work that you have been doing, because that is also going to benefit you a lot. So men talk about how ambitious you are and how more put together you are than even them. So there is a sense of intimidation, but yet an awe, because you're teaching people and men especially to do better. Even if you're a man watching for other men, I think it's the same thing over here, that you do inspire a lot of men to be more bold, to be more courageous. So your authenticity speaks for itself, and people are very mesmerized by that, your ability to be yourself. More than anything, that is what is definitely something men talk about and get inspiration from you to even do the daredevil things in their own lives that they're too scared to do. So in a way, you do help men feel very masculine. You really invite men to be in their masculine energy, especially around you. And in a way, I think you're attracted to that as well. By number 3, we have 7 of Pentacles. So I think there are a lot of people that you've left in the past, and a lot of situations that could have been something, but they haven't really been anything. And I think the more you cut those things out, the more you will be attracting in the new person that is supposed to be with you. So I don't think you're supposed to really end up with someone from your past. You're going to be with someone brand new, or someone you've recently met. For a lot of sure, that's also what I'm picking up. And life after meeting a person is going to be very different. You'll be more protected, you will feel more safe, you will have more security, and you won't have to gel and mess around with that many people. You'll be able to maintain your exclusivity with certain things that you want to do. And you will also start doing really well after meeting a person. So that will also be a cue as to when you will be meeting a person if you're single over here. But regardless, you're a lot of men's dream girl, and you are like the ultimate fantasy that they would like to have to themselves, and keep you in their home. But you're not just a doll figure. You are you're like a sovereign entity onto yourself, and because of that, you are meant to lead people in this lifetime, whether you do it consciously, subconsciously, whether you just give people advice, whatever it is, on whatever scale you choose to do it. You're meant to do it really big in this lifetime, pile 3. And anyway, that's what you're here to do. And I think the more you embrace this, the better things will get for you as time passes, definitely. I think your past has taught you a lot of things. Like I said, you've had a lot of betrayals coming in from places you'd never expected them to come. Especially friendships is something that I'm getting over here. And I think the more you surrender, the more you connect to the divine energies, the higher energies, that is what is going to really get you through in this lifetime. That is what is going to help you sail through in this lifetime, in terms of just whether it be your mundane stuff or your spiritual stuff. You will never be stuck as long as you realize this, and just pray. Give a heartfelt prayer, and you will get the help that you need to grow. So meant to also talk about how spiritually attuned you are, and how in a way that is benefiting you. So you do inspire men to look at their own beliefs and faiths about religion and spirituality, and in a way you're helping them cure and heal that within themselves, even if you're not doing it consciously by speaking to them on a daily basis. Even just a small interaction with you really makes a man wonder in the most positive way over here. And it's your energy. It is your energy that they are really after, even if they don't realize that. It's a very serene sort of an energy that you have over here, pile number 3, that can really get someone lost in you. And that is what some men talk about when they do understand this about you, that it's not what you do, it's just who you are. And because who you are, what you want is already here. All your desires are fulfilled in a way. And people really confuse the fact that our desires are bad, Our desires are not bad. We're meant to have desires so we can clear out our karma. Even the kind of things we desire or we are attracted to, right? Those are the things that is going to liberate us in this lifetime. So there's a deeper reason why we like certain things and we don't like certain things. And I think you are realizing this now, and I think that is what is helping you move forward and not even take things so personally, because you do realize at the end of the day, you know, everyone shares a consciousness and everyone is on a different sort of a growth spectrum and journey, and sooner or later, people will receive and achieve the spot that you have when you will continue to progress on your path. So, in a way, maybe a beginner looks like a fool to you, but someone who's even more advanced to you, you might look like a fool in front of them because of, you might relatively know less or have less experience with practice. So, regardless, I think you are on top, and men do sort of have a bit of this competitive nature that comes around the corner when you are around too, But you're definitely very feisty. That's what I'm seeing. So you don't suffer fools gladly, and you do meet men at a very interesting junction in their life, in a very transitional phase in their life, and you've built a lot of other men for a lot of other people, but I do think you will be having your own person very soon if you don't already have your own person. People could also talk about your friends, your friend group, or the lack of friends that you have. It could be either of the things over here. We have King of Cups ending the reading, so there's a lot people don't see about you, and you are like a different person behind the scenes, but in a more vulnerable sort of a way. I do think you wear your heart on your sleeve. Even if that's not what people think of you, people might think of you to be ruthless, but you're the most loving. And I think the right people will be able to see this about you. And I do think a lot of men do talk about how you might have a tough exterior, but you are very loving, and being loved by you itself is going to be very healing and a flex in itself. So realize the value that you are actually bringing to men versus the vice versa. You're bringing more value to any man that you are with or you choose to be with by number 3, and just don't settle for anything that is not worth your time, effort, everything that you are. You do deserve someone who's going to be very obsessed with you, and I do think you will be finding this person very, very soon. It's genuinely only a matter of time. Men also discuss how lovable and likable you are. You're a great collaborator. You don't have a lot of fuss. You don't have a lot of complaints. You don't have a lot of tantrums. You're very straightforward. You are very honest. And I think this is something men also love about you. And they really think that you are an equal, like they can work with you, they can play with you, they can do whatever they sort of want with you. And in a way, they do want to do everything with you. I do think you have a lot of men obsessed with you in a way over here by number 3. And a lot of people talking, a lot of mouths just cracking about, But don't pay attention to any of that. I think it's all, if it is anything bad, it is just the jealousy, and people know they cannot be with you or someone like you, so they would rather hate because they cannot let in. So you do have all kinds of men sort of looking at you, and like I said, the eyes on you that you have are going to increase more than they ever have before. And all of this is just preparing you for a bigger stage in a way, I feel, in your own life, whatever that bigger stage means for you. It is definitely something that you have been working for. So that time is also coming in very, very soon, and that time will also bring in the love and the money that you deserve. Pile number 3. Shuffle some oracle and see if we missed anything. Okay, pile number 3, we have card number 32, Kalaratri. Men to talk about how rare of a bloom you are in terms of the exotic flower that you are, and how you are in people's life for a very limited time unless they really snatch you up. And you're very protected. I think people who have experienced your life and who have seen you grow up have seen you come out unscratched from very difficult situations, and you're very blessed and you're very divinely ordained to do these things and in a way become a local hero heroine, and to also have a lot of men look up to you yet be in love with you. So you're meant to have that very cool dynamic with people around you. And I think the more you embrace this about yourself, the easier it will be for you to walk your path, because at the end of the day our time on earth is very limited, and how do we become the most self-aware without doing the least amount of mistakes? You know, that would honestly be the best way to live. And I do think the discernment within you is great. You could have prominent Virgo placements or Gemini placements. You could even have Rahu in Gemini, Virgo, Rahu in the third house, in the sixth house. And those are the things that is going to benefit you a lot. It is this meticulous energy that you have within yourself, this habitual energy. This really inspires a lot of men to maybe hit the gym every day. So you are a taskmaster in the best way possible. Men do talk about this, and they really want to be like you, because in the darkest moments, you you rise and you never give up. And there's a lot of longevity that you've experienced because of this. You could even have a prominent moon, like a Taurus moon, a moon in Cancer or Pisces, or in the 12th house. But it's this very fixated energy that you carry within yourself, which is benefiting you so much right now. It is helping you grow, it is helping you do whatever it needs to done, and that is what is going to help you move from one thing to the next. So men all definitely also talk about how you're definitely going to places and how you're more successful than most of them. I do think that is like a sore spot for a lot of men, because they do want to be the provider, but how would they become the provider when you're perhaps making more than them? So that is also a conversation that maybe some guys are having with their buddies, that you don't really need them and they cannot really impress you with a car, a watch, and money. They're going to have to do something really special to have your attention. So you have a lot of men invested, more than they would like to be, pile number 3, and men cannot move on from you. They can definitely not move on from you, even if they treat you badly, and even if they are the ones running, they can never move on from you. Your energy signature is so intense, it is so pure, that people get lost in it, and people can never forget it. People want it. People want you really, really bad. So you have a lot of fans, pile number 3. I think that's the best way I can say. Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have. Pile number 3 is again, it's a general reading. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And if you're interested in learning tarot from me, if you are interested in getting a personal reading from me, you can definitely sign up. You can send me an email to get more details, and you can hit me up on my Instagram to do the same. And I will see you guys in your next reading.